What is love addiction and could you be affected by it? That's what we're talking about today at queenbeing.com. What love addiction is and whether or not you might be affected by it. So let's get started.
Closed captioning provided by Athena Moberg and CPTSDFoundation.org.
My name is Angie Atkinson, and on this channel I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse in toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. So if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and let's get going. Why am I talking about love addiction? Clearly I talk about narcissistic abuse recovery, and codependency, among other things. Well, here's the interesting thing. It's just like Pia Melody said. Not all codependents are love addicts, but all love addicts are codependent. So love addiction has never really been referenced in the DSM, but it has been proposed as an official disorder. Let's really quickly define love addiction, shall we? Love addiction is a pathological pattern of behavior that involves constantly needing to feel like you're in love with someone. And despite what you might think, love addiction is not just something that happens between two romantic partners. Some love addicts experience these feelings with their children, their friends, their coworkers, even people on TV or people they've never met in real life. A lot of love addicts say that if they aren't in a relationship, they feel this deep ache within themselves. They say it feels like they desperately need to be in a relationship with someone, or they find themselves just living this state of despair and utter hopelessness. So they don't feel complete by themselves. They feel like they're living as only one half of a couple, even if they're not in a relationship. So as a result of being single, they feel, like I said, personally incomplete. Like they're not a whole person on their own, or they're not a legitimate person without a partner in their lives. And since they're afraid of being alone and rejected, a lot of love addicts are on the prowl for the one person who would make their life whole and complete, the one person who would make them as an individual feel like a whole person. I know that I kind of experienced feeling like that growing up. Never quite worked out for me though. And what's ironic about a love addict is that a lot of them have had relationship after relationship after relationship, so they had the opportunity on some level to have that deep, intimate connection that they've always wanted. But rather than actually nurturing that relationship and taking it all the way to the end, some love addicts find themselves jumping from relationship to relationship because they're always searching for that feeling of falling in love, that initial excitement feeling. Once things get comfortable and relaxing and they can start to be themselves in front of that person, it's no longer exciting and then they want to leave, they want to run away and start all over again. That's because they're more attracted to the intense feelings of falling in love, the initial feelings that we in our community might identify as the feelings of being love bombed. That time of infatuation. A lot of love addicts will find themselves always looking for the one, never finding the one, because each time they think they found the one, they get into a relationship and things get comfortable and then they get bored and they have to leave. In fact, some love addicts will base nearly all of the choices they make in their life on this finding the one thing, the one person. They're always in search of this perfect relationship that may or may not actually ever happen. And they're going to be engaging in activities and behaviors that are all toward that end. A really good example of this might be Ted Mosby from the show How I Met Your Mother, for those of you who saw that show. I mean, the entire show was about how he met their mother, and he was telling the story to these two kids in the show. And the entire story was his search for this perfect relationship. FYI, if you haven't seen the series yet, I'm going to give you a spoiler alert here, because I'm going to talk about the end of the series. Okay, are you ready? Okay. At the end of the series, we learn that their mother actually was only around for a few years and passed away. The point is that someone who is a love addict or who goes through love addiction is likely to behave very much like a codependent. But the difference, I think, is the love addict who is not codependent is more likely to get up and leave a person out of boredom, where a codependent is more likely to stay loyal even to their own detriment. But in some ways, these two things kind of go hand in hand, codependency and love addiction. Not all codependents are love addicts, but all love addicts are codependent. I think the biggest difference is the willingness to leave a relationship or not. Because the fact is that codependency is a sort of addiction to an unhealthy person. And we develop addictions because the addiction somehow prevents us from feeling pain in most cases. This could figure pretty deeply into a codependent falling into love addiction. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think it's possible for someone to be a codependent and a love addict at the same time? That's the question of the day. The question of the day is, can you be a codependent and a love addict at the same time? And have you ever considered yourself or someone else a love addict before? Share your thoughts, share your ideas, share your experiences in the comments section below, and let's talk about it. My next video will cover the signs of love addiction, so make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss it. I've been doing a thing in my videos where I'm sharing a screen grab of my subscribers in fast motion, and I had a couple of people say to me they would prefer that I don't do that, so I'm going to stop that. But I do want to say thank you so much for being a subscriber, for being part of my family, and for being part of my community. Everyone who watches my videos, likes my videos, interacts with my videos in any way, comments, you're all helping me to spread my message just a little further and help even more survivors to overcome narcissistic abuse. I really appreciate it, and I just want to say thank you one more time. And while I'm at it, I'd like to offer a quick shout out to my amazing channel members who support me through the YouTube channel membership program. With their help, I'm able to produce more videos, be more connected to you, and offer more free resources at queenbeing.com so that you can discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse without having to pay for anything. That means the world to me because it is my life's mission to help as many people as possible to do exactly that. Thank you so much. My inner circle includes Essa, Tiffany, Stephanie, Denise, Deborah, Missietta, Lou, Mental Hilarity, Julie, Michael, Shauna, Kimberly, Jen, Trisha, Stacy, T-Bear, Sylvia Rose, Thoy, Victoria, Julie, Patty, La Precious, Beautiful Purpose, Abraham, Chantel, Ashley, Carrie Ann, Charity, Steph, Dana, Mo Cowboy, Shay, Christina, Ray Ray, T, Christy, Boku, Alda, Smith & Wesson, Ms. Lisa, Martha, Freedom Lee, Mindy, Lynn, Marsha, Linnell, Phoenix, Cherie, Alice, Carrie, Angel, Bible News Radio, Linda, Charlie, Laura, Pierre Lala, Janet, Paul, Delilah, Sarah Lee, Marlene, James F, Trisha, Life's Revival, Lorenzo, Deborah, Roxanne, Susan, and my very first supporter, Angela Falsetto. Thank you. Again, I just want to say thank you so much for hitting that join button. Your support really does mean a lot to me. Again, thank you so much. That's all I've got for you right now, but as always, thank you so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life, and hey, thanks for letting me be a part of yours. It really does mean a lot to me. Now, before I go, make sure you take a look at the videos I'm leaving for you right there and right there. And while you're here, hit that subscribe button so we can stay connected and continue on this healing journey together. I'll see you soon.